And guess who's back? It's Friday. It's your boy Doug. Killing it. Doing my thizzle thizzle the bizzle whizzle. June 10th, 2025. Good morning. Thank you for waking up with me and being in the presence of the Lord. Happy birthday to those born today. Happy birthday. And of course, condolences go out to the families whose members did not wake up today. It's your boy Doug, and I'm out here on that grind with 50 gang. Where you at? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Where you at?
I just went over here to the gas station to get gas.
Oh yeah, racetrack.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm coming towards racetrack.
Oh, okay. You need gas? What's going on?
No, I went to the Citgo. It's $277.
Oh, how much is it over here?
$290. Look at the numbers. What it say?
$295.
It's $277 down the street.
Sure.
Down the
What
street.
number? May I have 25 on number 8?
Oh, it's
And
too
I'm
late.
gonna push in my reward. Mhm.
It's black.
Yeah, I'm already here.
So you can already you get your gas buddy car yet?
No, I think I need help with that. You probably gonna have to help me get that going because I don't know if it's going. I think you have. May I have a receipt?
Yeah, but
Yeah. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
well, I was gonna come that way, but since you going to racetrack, I'm just gonna go ahead and peel off and go in towards the park.
So why you was coming this way? So why you gonna peel off?
Because the park is where I need to go.
Oh, you going to the park?
Yeah, and you know how we gonna work out at the park?
Uh-huh.
The one that you don't like with all the trees?
Oh.
That's where I'm at right now. I'm going the back way.
Oh, you going the back way to what, 78?
Towards 20, I'm going to Griffin.
Listen.
Racetrack, Landmark Speedway.
Yeah, I'm right here. You see me? You passing me by or you already over there by that park?
No. That light right there,
Uh-huh.
I'm down the street from that.
From the racetrack light?
Yeah, if you pull out, you make a left and go towards the park.
You be taking those. See, you take those back roads, man. I don't know nothing about them back roads.
Yeah, I'm behind Sonic right now.
Oh, yeah?
I'm behind Sonic. You can't see me because of all the buildings. Now I'm turning right towards the park. They're coming out by the Amica, our Amica. I had to go get me some gas.
Yeah, me too. I'm at that quarter tank. I think the one before the E. And I when it gets there, that's when I like to fill her back up.
Right. Top of
Yeah, that's. I don't like getting to the E. Right. I don't even know if I've ever gotten. Yeah, remember that time I got to the light? I told you, oh my God, my light came on.
When you got
and you was
light,
like, calm down.
Yeah, when the light come on, that's letting you know you got about 40 miles.
Yeah, that's what she was like, calm down. You're gonna make it. I was like, I've never seen my light before.
You ain't never ran out of gas before.
No, I haven't.
That's what you need to do. You run out one time. Then you know exactly how much you got.
Oh my God. And then what do you do in a case like that you run out of gas? I don't have a gas tank to come. So I think that's what I see people do is like they leave their car on the highway. Well, they ain't got no choice. They walk to the nearest gas station with a gas tank. But I don't have that, eh? You might need to. I can get you one. You might need to do something to my car.
If you keep doing what you're doing, I won't need a gas can. Right?
What? If I keep doing what I'm doing,
like you're doing now, you won't need a gas.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No worries there, better. Cause let me tell you something. Hold on, let's see if that 800 work. Okay, that $800 worked. Okay. It's just not connect. It says add device. Okay, yeah, my search for your vehicle on your device and select it once found.
Are you just not patching your phone to your daggone car?
Yeah, because it was already it was attached to my old phone, so it wouldn't. For its concerns for available Bluetooth device with the pair of the order to permission, you need to make the Bluetooth device discoverable. I thought I had it discoverable. This is usually done by the device's Bluetooth settings, but individual devices may differ. Okay, continue.
You might have to cut the original phone off and delete it.
What do you mean? Like it did that already. It looks like the car did that. No Bluetooth devices found. Make sure your phone.
Does the new phone got the Bluetooth on?
I'm going to it now. Okay.
Turn your original phone off.
Okay. The original one. Is off. Okay. The original one is off.
Now search.
Now search through. Hold on. Go to on. Select one of the devices found by sync.
Make it your favorite.
Confirm that the pin displayed on sync matches the pin displayed on your device. Stay on, changing load conditions and using voice-activated features while your vehicle is in motion.
Yeah.
Oh my God! You're on my car now.
Did you make it your favorite?
I don't know how to do that.
It's supposed to ask you. It's just your
favorite.
It didn't. That makes it priority default to just that phone in case you turn the other one on.
It didn't.
Okay.
It didn't, yeah. But I finally can talk on my new phone through my car. Okay, so let me see. Okay, now I need to put on the address. Okay. The address, it says I'll be there in 39 minutes. And I can now hear it through the car. All right. I am cool breathing. I need to charge my phone. Why they didn't send me a charger?
It didn't come with a charger?
No.
How black is it?
Because I'm trading it in.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, so they're like, okay, you already have everything, I guess. Okay, now I'm at the F, and that's the way a girl likes the roll. Okay. So yesterday, I'm over here talking to a patient, and I don't know, you know me and my lingo, and I'm like, yeah, that's good, that's fine, like, and I knew I had said it because they was like, yeah, that's fine, that's good, like they repeated it. It was so funny
I
to
do the
me
same
because
thing
the
with
way,
you, though. I do the same thing.
Yeah. The way but for my patients, oh my God, even one of my patients said something to my coworker, like, because she called him up so she could take the copay, and he was like, you trying to sound like a shot? Oh my God, that was like I don't get embarrassed, but honey, it was funny, like, wow. He was like, why are you taking my money? Rashawn takes my money. I feel better with her taking it. Like, he didn't want to, like, you know. And a lot of my patients is like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel so bad.
Did y'all ever get rid of the thief?
Money hasn't been missing since. And that's something me and my manager talked about yesterday. So I was like, so what's up with this $300 and something that was missing from mine? She was like, it's nothing we could do to Sean, but one thing, it ain't on you. I'm like, yeah, but that shit is bothering me. It's bothering me a great deal. Because that was on my time. That was on my watch. It says 22 miles to church. Make a left on Church Street. I don't think I've ever been out here this daytime. I'm so used to riding 78 at night. Like the nighttime, like riding it this daytime, I get to see what's out and about. Like, I didn't know you guys had all this stuff on the strip. I'm looking for DSW. We need to go shoe shopping. Oh, this big ass oversized load. Look the fuck. Jesus. Take up the whole road. Are we rocking red, white, and blue?
And looking like a Atlanta Falcon. Keeping Mick Vick Lane down. Keeping Michael Vick name alive.
Gee, I just was watching a video of an interview of him too. He was just interviewing. I was talking about for the 4th. What we gonna rock? What we gonna wear?
Red, white, and blue.
That's what I just asked you. That's what I just said. So we just gonna just put some blue jeans on?
Yeah, because we're gonna be walking and on the dirt
and riding,
sitting on the ground and drinking wine and looking at your mama.
Yeah, so
and watching the stars and the stripes and the fireworks and the drones. And there we go.
All right, so blue jeans, red tops. You want to put your
I wear my Falcon.
You want to put your Jordans? You want to wear your Jordans?
I don't know. I might.
No, that's not walkable.
That's the wrong blue.
Oh, okay.
I wish I had my Trump hat.
Oh, now.
Somebody need to get on. If you get on Amazon again, that's what you order.
Speaking of Amazon, being that you want to put me on a diet, I know you can't go on a diet because it's part of, your job, correct? Yeah. So I'm trying to see.
I'm making money at Amazon and eBay. We can eBay your car. You own your car, we can eBay that motherfucker.
And why would I do that, Douglas? Then what would I have? Well, I mean, you just in this giveaway shit. You in this selling mode, just selling every goddamn thing. And then what am I going to have if you eBay my car?
Now remember that blue bicycle? Just imagine where you'd be at right now.
Jesus Christ, this man.
I can see your ass going to work now.
No, you cannot. Not on my bicycle. No, you cannot. You cannot see that at all, actually. I was thinking because it's prime, prime time is coming, right?
What's prime time?
And
the specials?
Yeah, on Amazon Prime. Prime time. So prime time is approaching, and that's when you can get things at discounted prices. And see, that's what I wanted to. I'm not. That's what I wanted to discuss with you.
Prime probation. You can go back because you're gonna get some accessories for your new car and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
The steering wheel with the glitter and shit.
Right.
Have you thought about the fact that it's gonna be a convertible or a sunroof?
Sunroof, I could deal with.
You don't want to drop the top?
I'm thinking about the cold weather.
That's why you can put. You don't feel nothing in there. They don't. They got cars now that look like a hard top that fold up like a robot and drop the top. I think that Buick's got one.
Buick's cars are nice too. They got some nice.
We need to go take a ride out to the Buick dealership.
Yeah, they got some nice whips.
Yeah, it looked like a little Mercedes Benz with the top. It folds up like a robot.
Yeah, Buick got some nice little whips. I've been peeping their commercials.
Yeah, they got some product.
Yeah, so I don't know though, because my main thing, I definitely want all the bells and whistles. I want the heated steering wheel, seats. I want the sunroof. Of course, power everything. If I can get a CD player, I'll be happy. I'll be so happy if they make CD players. Cup holders, of course. Cigarette. There are cars with no cup holders.
There's cars with no spare tire.
Why? That means that the tires never go down somehow.
I don't know. That's the dumbest thing they ever came up with. They get flat, so what are you gonna do? You could change the tire if you have one.
Right. That's what I'm trying to figure. Like, what do? You don't have a spare. A spare didn't come with the vehicle.
Yeah. I thought that was the dumbest thing they can ever. Why would you leave a person without a spare tire? Like the tires are not gonna go flat. It's crazy. Yeah, let's find us a Buick dealership and go look at some things.
Okay, when I get home today, I'm going to scrub the backyard.
Okay, then I'll pay and bring the pressure washer back there and we get that done. And take the table up the hill. And then figure out where the gazebo going.
Open up. Well, let's first do the table.
I think we should do the gazebo. I think we should do the gazebo because I got to concrete it down.
Now, I hear what you're saying, but what I'm thinking about doing the table first is because once the table is up, then we can go around and see what's going where, how much room we got for the da-da-da-da-da, like that. So that's why the table, and so on and so on.
Et cetera, et cetera.
Right. Or so on and so on and so on, like da-da-da-da. Like da-da-da-da, like, why do you always dissect my words? Like, you always dissect my words. I
I've been watching those cop shows. They be saying, "Well, tell me what happened." Well, she started coming out there. She da 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 and da 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 da. Well, how the hell he gonna determine what went on? All he knows is da 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 da. The fuck? This, that, and the third. What the fuck happened? What happened? Well, this, that, and the third, and da 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 da. What the? Cops be going through it. That in the code book? Let me check the code book. Da 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 da.
You know, so you have to continue on with our sentence. You understand? You basically got to put it together. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
From the sentence, yeah.
And
You understand.
Yeah,
you understand. Yeah, you understand. Yeah, you understand. Yeah, you understand. Like you.
What about this
right?
one?
You know
what about this one? You see what I'm saying? No, I can hear it though. Fuck, can I see what the fuck he's saying? What kind of shit is that?
Come on now, you know that's a Brooklyn thing. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
No,
you see what I'm saying?
I can hear what you're saying.
No, nobody hear that. Nobody say that shit. Nobody say that. Nobody says that. Nobody say that. You hear what I'm saying? No, you see what I'm saying?
You hear what I'm saying? It's more accurate. Nobody can see what you're saying.
I know that, but you understand what they say when they say it. Yeah, you understand. Yeah, you understand. You understand.
This, that, and the third. What the fuck? What's the second and the first? How do we get to the third? What happened to the second? Third? This, that, and the third. What the?
Yeah, you just gotta get with it.
It's gonna be a beautiful day, Friday.
It is Friday, beautiful day. It's the free concert, so
concert?
Shit, downtown? It's the free concert tonight.
Oh, you better get home and make them goddamn sandwiches then. Now we can take our chairs.
I'm thinking about pressure wash. I'm thinking about setting up table, setting up shop. I need my vision so I can.
Yeah, which one? Is it the vision or the concert?
Both.
Okay.
But see, the concert, it's a couple of hours.
Yeah.
It's a couple of hours. We can go.
We partied to the night last time. It was nighttime.
I know.
Your drunk ass start singing about it.
We was nice. So that's why this other wine fest, this is summer wine fest. It looked like they took an industrial park and turned it into an event quarters, and it's really it's called Guardian Works. Have you heard of them? Guardian Works?
Nope, never heard of them.
No, yeah, that's where the summer wine fest is. Tickets go on sale June 30th, so I'm gonna get our tickets so we can partake. August 9th is a Saturday. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. Labor Day, we're gonna be gone for a couple of days. I'm setting up something for that. It's the beginning of September. So just get in a car and drive for a couple of hours. You don't worry about a thing. You just let your wife handle stuff and things will get done.
As long as it ain't work related.
They'll get done right.
As long as it's not work related.
You want shit done right, you gotta do it. Just do it yourself. I have no problem doing things.
I still ain't got my first check from LaShawn Monroe LLC yet.
I wanted to be L Monroe LLC. L Monroe. I think I wanted L. Monroe apostrophe S. L Monroe's LLC.
Yeah, we ain't got my mama birthday card yet. What you do with
we
her
gonna
gift?
get it, babe.
Where you put her gift at?
It's right there.
Okay.
It's in a unit. It's in the wall unit in the dining area. We got her. I mean, we got it. We're gonna get her a card. Just relax. Calm down. If you want to do something, you need to look for us a hotel while we're there. That's what you.
We can wait.
Okay, see, just like we can wait for the car. We can wait for the car. It's okay. We still got a month. Cars ain't going out of stock. Oh, why am I standing behind this last person? I have no idea. Oh, puppy, did I tell you my car feel like it's gliding?
What do you mean? That's good?
It feel like I'm on ice, like I'm sliding on ice all the time, like I'm driving, like it's gliding, like it's like I gotta drive with my body to move this car a certain way. It's like it glides to the side. I think I need an alignment.
We know what we need to do.
It's gliding.
Yeah,
it's like
we know this. That's what we've been talking about. It's time. It is time.
It's time to GO. I know.
Because it's going to be gliding, then it's going to be doing something else, and then you fix that, then be doing something else, and next thing you know, it's doing this and doing that, and the third. Time to get them go. You know, cars.
Did you hear what happened yesterday in the morning when I left? You heard
I heard
what
a
happened?
pop sound.
Yeah,
and then I said,
man.
what? I heard a screaming.
Yeah, man. That was me, man.
Mm-hmm.
I put my cup on the roof of the car.
Yeah.
Then put all my stuff, because I had my bags. I had this, I had that. I had my cup. I put my cup on the roof top of the car. Then I put all my bags in. I closed this door. I closed that window. I closed that door. I put this door. And then I started the car. I reversed the car. And I backed up. And what happens?
You dropped your drink.
My cup. I was looking, coming around.
It cracked?
Yeah. The top is ruined.
Damn.
The lid is ruined.
That's the first sign of you getting old.
What? That I forgot the cup was up there. I was putting so much things. I've never ever done that before.
Just imagine if you would have made it all the way to work.
OMG.
They would have been looking at you and pointing. Look.
Not the way this sister drives.
That shit. I heard it said, "Bow."
Yeah, I was like, oh my God.
That's all I heard. I said, I'm trying to do something.
I was like, oh my God. No, my God. And they don't have this anymore at the place that I ordered it. This is done. They did away with this. This version. I wonder if they just got the lid. I could just replace the lid.
No,
I gotta look at it. Yeah, because the cup, they discontinued the cup. I just don't know if they discontinued the accessories.
Maybe they got a new improved version.
I know, but
go to their website, see if they got a new version.
I am. They send me stuff. It's hydration, TAL hydration or something like that. It's there. They send me. I'm a member, so I get all kinds of. I'm quite sure
they got a new one, because if they close that one, mean they got one to replace it.
Yeah, because this lid is a 2 sport. you can drink water from the straw or from the the lid. Like I really, really like this one.
Yeah. Oh, babe.
I was like, oh my God. Oh shit, Stone Mountain Park entrance is right here.
Right, you're right. You see it?
It's right here.
I told you.
Yeah.
And your mama live on the other side.
Okay.
She live on the other side of the park. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm gonna be coming from. I think they're gonna do clinic that Friday in Johnson Ferry Road. So we just gotta come scoop you up, and then we go get mama.
Yeah.
And then we go get mama, right? That's how we're gonna do that?
Yep. I'm
I
about
think
to,
you
I'm
need
about
to
to
take your
tennis
card.
courts and Conyers.
Are you? We gotta go back, babe.
No, they got the workout center. We can.
Yeah, we gotta go back.
Yeah.
But after I do this appointment today, I'm sitting down with myself.
They got some more stuff.
And I'm putting me a workout regimen together.
Baby, they got some more exercise equipment out there.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. They be spending their tax dollars out here in Rockdale County.
That's right. That's what's up.
That's what's up.
Damn, my windows are dirty.
Damn. Mr. Fix It, remodeling and renovation. That's what my mom used to call my daddy. Here comes Mr. Fix It. Naked in the mud. Family affair. You gotta put your dot on that phone.
I did.
Oh, you did?
I seen when you left this morning. I was sitting next to you, but it still came up on my phone.
Oh.
I did it. That's what I've been doing. I've been opening up all my apps on my phone, on my new phone.
Okay.
You don't see me?
Okay. I ain't got it. I don't have it open.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had to do Facebook. I see you opened up my Facebook, right? Because I didn't on my new phone. Yeah, he was on it this morning because I didn't open it yet. But thank you. Appreciate you. Now I need to do my bank. I need my user. I don't know my user ID. That's why I had all this paperwork out looking for it. I wrote it down.
You need a login password sheet.
Yeah, that's what I'm creating. That's what I'm creating right now. I got a book, and I'm putting all my passwords and everything in there because I changed them. I try to stay uniform, like one password for everything. The same password for everything. Sometimes I get a little cute and want to change up something and then forget the shit. Just past 285.
I'm in the back end of Conyers.
So I'm approaching Decatur. It says Decatur in Athens. No, Decatur in Atlanta.
Yeah, in Decatur, Druid Hills area.
Yeah, that's when we got North Druid Hills, Valley Brook Road. 1.1 mile. I gotta make the left on Church. Where is that at? Is that about a Quick Trip or something? I don't know.
Yeah, you're gonna pass Quick Trip, and I think you're gonna make a left.
I think I should stay in this lane. Being that I don't know which Church Street is at. Orion Drive. Orion.
You're almost there.
Am I?
Yeah.
I think I have 2 lanes to turn onto Church Street. No, that is DeKalb. Oh no, I got in the wrong 2 lanes. Hold on. I gotta go to the next one. I think it's this one right here. This is DeKalb. I think I got in the wrong lane. Hold on. Yeah, I did.
There should be a shopping center over in that area, and
half a mile. Turn right. Exit. Right. I don't know what's called a mile. Guess I gotta go over the light. Yep, go over the light. Captain D's. I remember my daughter used to work there. Lord Jesus, I was Captain D's up. I'm on my, that's close to work, right, babe?
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't realize how close I was going to work. I'm like, oh my God, this is exactly the way I go to work. So I could just jump right back on this Ponce de Leon, right?
That's right. It's the same Ponce de Leon.
Yeah, it's the same Ponce de Leon. I'm on North Decatur Road. What am I on? Church Street and North Decatur Road. That's where I'm at right now, at the lights. Put my mask on because I don't know what these people got going on. Oh no. I needed to go. Yeah, but this bitch is in my bag. Oh, excuse my French.
You made it?
I am here, honey. My appointment is scheduled at 8:15.
15 minutes.
8:15. 8:15. Yeah, I like to give myself time. Yeah, just sit here and play with my phone.
Go in there and bend over.
Babe.
Examine you from the back.
I swear you say.
What you going in there for?
Don't worry about all that.
You're getting your fingers looked at and they go up through your butt. Pull that latex glove out.
Joanna. even know if they opened them now. Somebody just went in. I wonder if I can go. I wonder if I can go in too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Or do that person work there?
One way to find out.
All right, Berber.
All right.
Love you, baby.
Tiddler. That was 50 gang. This guy still ain't hitting me back. Mr. Travis and my thorn.
Friday, June. Israel back on the offensive as over 60 Israeli Air Force fighter jets attacked dozens of military targets in Iran. You're seeing it. This is President Trump meets with his national security team today. This morning, I should add, inching closer to his 2-week deadline to decide whether the U.S. will get involved directly, more involved in offensive boxing. All right, here we go. Fox News alert. Iran launching a new wave of ballistic missiles into southern Israel overnight, hurting at least 5.
It comes as Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says at least half of Iran's missile launchers have been destroyed, as more than 60 Israeli Air Force fighter jets attacked dozens of military targets in Iran.
Mike Tobin is live on the ground in Tel Aviv with the very latest. Hey, Mike.
Good morning, Ainsley. Good morning, gang. Another missile came into southern Israel. It hit the town of Beersheba this morning. It struck near an apartment and industrial complex, causing damage and fire on the ground. There are reports that this single missile was able to get through the defenses because one of the interceptors malfunctioned. No reports of injury. Beersheba is the same town where yesterday a missile hit near the Soroka Hospital. It made a direct hit on the Soroka Hospital, resulting in dozens of injuries, some of those serious. The Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency tells me in an exclusive interview, Iran had not yet arrived at the capability to build a bomb. Airstrikes won't undo what Iran has learned about nuclear enrichment, and diplomacy is the path to preventing a bomb.
We have confirmed that Iran does have, even now, enough material for several warheads, but this should not be equated with a nuclear weapon. We do not have, at this point, if you ask me, at this point, any tangible proof that there is a program or a plan to fabricate, to manufacture a nuclear weapon.
Such a lie.
Israel reports every day their aircraft are taking out missile systems in Iran. Today we have images of that. The IDF says strikes were carried out in the areas of Isfahan and Tehran. The equipment you see, according to the IDF, is both radar and missile systems intended to strike Israeli aircraft. Israel says today their aircraft hit overnight some 35 different missile and infrastructure targets. Guys, back to you in New York.
Mike, would you say the number of rockets has decreased by reports and from eyewitnesses each night?
Well, the number of missiles that come into Israel have increased, or decreased, I should say, dramatically, and it varies. There are times when we see the missile attacks involving just one or two missiles. Yesterday, we saw as many as 24 coming in. Today, the numbers are back in the single digits.
Okay, thank you, Mike. It looked like possibly Donald Trump could send the bunker busters over maybe this weekend, but then yesterday he has decided that he wants to wait at least 2 weeks. He'll make a decision within the next 2 weeks. Senator Tom Cotton, talking about Fordo, which is that nuclear site underground, he said it has to be closed one way or another. It can be closed the easy way or the hard way. That would mean either they decide to shut it down or we have to.
Yeah, and the president said that either you blow it, you take it apart, or we blow it up. So one way or another, we're going to do that. The Europeans decide we're going to go meet with the Iranians, and their foreign ministers meeting with Germany and France and and the UK. What is that? It's complicated enough. Now we need you cutting a side deal with the Iran, and it's no offense, they have no role in this. Well, why do a disruptive role?
Yeah, well, the British foreign minister says that there is, quote, a window possibly for diplomacy. Perhaps President Trump wants to see exactly what that looks like.
But, Griff, we have the window. We've had it open. They've not even been near the window. So why do they get involved now?
It's a good question, and that's what we're going to find out from Madeline Rivera live in Washington. Madeline, what can you tell us about it?
Hey guys, well, the White House says Europe will send the message that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon.
Regarding the ongoing situation in Iran, I know there has been a lot of speculation amongst all of you in the media regarding the president's decision-making and whether or not the United States will be directly involved. In light of that news, I have a message directly from the president, and I quote, "Based on the fact that there's a substantial chance of negotiations that may or may not take place with Iran in the near future, I will make my decision whether or not to go within the next 2 weeks."
So a U.S. official says President Trump is considering several options, including bunker buster bombs. The Pentagon has little doubt whether those bombs will be able to eliminate Iran's nuclear site at Fordo, buried 300 feet underground inside a mountain. The U.S. is the only military in the world with the ability to strike this program. China, meantime, is now offering to help mediate the conflict. A spokesperson for its Ministry of Foreign Affairs says China stands ready to continue enhancing communication and coordination with all parties, pool their efforts, uphold justice, and play a constructive role in restoring peace in the Middle East. But there are several reports that Boeing 747s have been spotted on radar leaving China for Iran over the last week, sparking concerns it's helping transport people or cargo out of the country. As President Trump allows room for diplomacy, he is still expected to head to the Netherlands next week for the NATO summit. Griff and Brian.
All right, thanks so much. So one of the main things, Maddie and everybody else, to keep in mind is when the president says I'll use the bunker busters and I'm going to blow up Fordo and maybe some other sites, he's got to say, okay, what's the retaliation? Let's play this out. Worst case scenario, best case scenario. Where are we vulnerable? Well, you got the aircraft carriers, absolutely. But Griff, we also have bases where Americans are. Yeah. Some are more protected than others.
Brian, there's a lot of targets that the Iranians could hit, starting with Al Adid Air Base in Qatar. That's a big one. Ali Salim in Kuwait. Those have been there for a very long time. We have Central Command components positioned there. You have Al Dhafra in the UAE. You have here in Bahrain. That's the only deep water port in that area. That's where our aircraft carriers go. That's where the Fifth Fleet parks their boats. That's a serious target as well. And you have al-Assad up in Iraq, a lot, literally from Syria in the Mediterranean all the way down here to the Gulf states. There are some 40,000 military personnel in areas that they could take a shot. And we know they're not depleted of missiles, although they're running out.
Here's the issue that I think they're the most vulnerable. Obviously, just a few miles away, is our presence here. Our base is, here's the difference. The U.S. controls the base and site where we have some troops there, along with domestic and international forces. This is the easiest hit, judging by what they have left. Now think about this. Every day that goes by, the Israelis take out more launchers and they use more rockets, use more ballistic missiles. That's one less that could potentially hit us. Now, the good news is about the Fifth Fleet in Bahrain. We've pulled them out of Bahrain. We just basically did what we did with some ships in Pearl Harbor. Let's just not make them targets anymore. And then you just worry about terror attacks in any of those areas.
Let me take you here, Brian, because you were talking about our Navy assets in the Middle East, and this is the latest update. You can see, obviously, in the Arabian Sea, in the Red Sea, in the Mediterranean, should Iran strike one of our military installations or any U.S. troop for that matter, you have, obviously, a stronger footprint here with all of these ships, and obviously you can fly sorties off of many of these and strike back, but clearly this is going to be a moving map. Like, we could do this tomorrow, it's going to be different. Our footprint is only getting in what Pete Hegseth, Defense Secretary, calls a defensive posture.
Nimitz arrived, is going to be retired as an aircraft carrier next year, and the USS Ford is here. And finally, just advance to the last map, and let's just see where Iran, where their proxies are. Now, look, this is one of the biggest stories. They were supposed to, in time of attack, which they did twice to Iran and Israel, and Israel took it back this time. They were supposed to hit Iran, and then Hezbollah and Hamas were going to hit Israel from both sides with Hezbollah and Hamas. Hezbollah has stayed out of it, and we've directly talked to them and said, don't even think about it. When they've had a press conference to condemn the attacks of Israel against Iran, they did it with a Lebanese flag behind them, pretty significant. And then Hamas, we got 23 hostages alive, 54 overall who are unannounced. We have not seen much of these guys. A lot of the reasons is they've wiped out two of their commanders. They're on their third.
Yeah, and I just want to go to a red marker for this, Brian, because this was years in the making of Iran investing in what they called a ring of fire. Hezbollah, Hamas, Shiite militias, and of course, Iran figured that they could sit here and let Hezbollah, Hamas, the Shiite militias, you even have some militants down here, the Houthis, all focusing, trying to keep Israel in a multi-front war, but they're all neutralized.
Strait of Hormuz is an issue. Yemen, that's where the Houthis have been mysteriously quiet. Guess what? They have a Houthis first stance. They've actually made that statement. You believe that? And the last one was, I'm worried about the militias in Iraq. The Kataib, Hezbollah over there, they're an issue, but so far they've been quiet. Does it change if we actually decide to hit them? Let's walk over to the couch. Ainsley, I trust you haven't touched any of our stuff, but that's what President Trump has to keep in mind when he says what happens moments after we decide, probably without any problem, to take out Fordo.
Absolutely, and that's the biggest concern because of its position. It's in the mountains, and it's so deep underground. It's very hard. You have to be very precise. Whichever pilots are chosen, if we decide to do that, will have to be the best of the best. I know this is what they do. This is what they train for, and we're the only ones who could do it. But the precision of that strike, and even that second strike, because it would take two different strikes, one to get to penetrate, and then another one to go down in that hole and then blast the nuclear site.
And just keep in mind, there's a fifth now mysterious Chinese flight, 747.
Yes.
We think with
5 of them
with military material that have come in. They write things like destination Luxembourg, and it's really destination Iran.
Yeah.
And at one point we got to start. I don't know if we decide to interdict this. Because that's a violation of the sanctions and obviously a violation of any type of...
There are concerns that the CCP is helping to transport cargo and people out of Iran. They've been able to track at least 5 flights because of the airspace over other countries in the area. Then they drop out of the airspace in Iran. They're not able to track them over their space. All right, in other news, it was a big win for Donald Trump, right, Griff?
That's right. Out in California, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. This is a very liberal court, mind you. The panel finding that the president was correct. He has the authority to deploy the National Guard. And they really were unanimous in deciding this, simply saying that their review of it is that under U.S. Code 10, the president has the authority to deploy the National Guard when regular forces aren't able to enforce U.S. law.
Here's a Truth Social post, big one in the Ninth Court of Appeals, on the president's core power to call in the National Guard. The judges obviously realize that Gavin Newsom is incompetent and ill-prepared, but this is as much bigger than Gavin, because all over the United States, in our cities, and our people need protection. We are the ones to give it to them should state and local police be unable, for whatever reason, to get the job done. This is a great decision for our country, and we will continue to protect and defend law-abiding citizens. Congratulations to the Ninth. America is proud. Now, keep in mind, too, that's a message to Chicago, to Seattle, to Portland, because if your city loses control, I now have constitutionally, I have the go-ahead to go in there with my men and women in the National Guard. I'll take them from you and use them to protect your city. This is what he felt as though maybe he could have done better in his last term when things went crazy after the George Floyd riots.
Well, they're called the National Guard, and the President of the United States is the ruler of the nation. So he has made a decision to send in the National Guards to LA after those protests. It was getting so unruly. It was very dangerous. People in the community had to shut down their businesses.
Because ICE needs some protection.
Absolutely. ICE was arresting illegal immigrants who were criminals. And so people were upset about it. They needed more protection. Gavin Newsom wasn't doing the job, so President Trump sent in more troops.
And that's a good point, Ainsley. It's important to note that ICE says 75% of those people that they're arresting have criminal records, many of them violent. Meanwhile, Gavin Newsom's not backing down. He's firing back, tweeting this, saying Donald Trump is not a king and not above the law. Tonight, the court rightly rejected Trump's claim that he can do whatever he wants with the National Guard and not have to explain himself to a court. We will not let this authoritarian use of military soldiers against citizens go unchecked. He's on the wrong side of the courts. Not even a liberal Ninth Circuit court is going to take his side. Maybe he just sees a political gain out of it and he's doubling down.
I just can't wait for his Substack column where he can expand on it and overcome the noise. Either that or his podcast. I've never seen a governor so disinterested in being governor while being governor. Meanwhile, they did do a Fox poll and the 47% approve of the National Guard's presence in these cities. 52% are against it. So polling wise, it's not as popular. When asked about who's got favorable opinion, Donald Trump's got more favorable, 45 to Gavin Newsom's 39. So it might not be the most popular thing for the population. I think it's absolutely necessary for the cities and for the small businesses. However, the National Guard does have to sit with federal buildings. Think about this. You have in New Jersey, we have escaped illegal immigrants in a facility. They get out. They finally realize they're on the land. They report themselves to these two escaped illegals. They report themselves to the state cops. The state cop says, we will not bring you back to the facility. We were told not to cooperate with ICE. That's how bad it is. We have law enforcement not supporting law enforcement. That's why you need the National Guard.
All right. I love a poll because we get the pulse of the people. And it's always interesting to see what you all think. And when it comes to Joe Biden and his cognitive decline, 7 out of 10 say it was apparent even before that disastrous debate. So Fox News polled individuals, and the question was Biden's White House honest and transparent? 68% said no. Only 29% said yes. And then when asked, when did it become clear that Joe Biden was cognitively declining? Was it before or after the debate? 68% said it was before the debate. We all saw it. We were talking about it. And then after the debate, it was 20%.
Yeah,
9% are still in denial.
I'm surprised it's only 7 out of 10 because we had so many examples. In fact, our producers put together a little montage of what the American people saw, and that's why we see these poll numbers. Watch this.
That $2 trillion tax cut benefited the very wealthy. What I'm going to do is fix the tax system. For example, we have 1,000 trillionaires in America. Billionaires in America, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump.
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicaid, beat it to death.
And I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
So this is what I find. It drove me nuts that everyone jumped off after the debate, because we've been sitting here on the couch and we've been saying, what was that speech? That made no sense. He doesn't know where he's going. He can't walk up steps. He can't walk down steps. And no other network, nobody was talking about it. Yeah. And now, what do they think now? The American people were asked, even before the debate, do you think he was out of it? They said yes. So it must be so frustrating to be the Washington Post, the New York Times, CNN, and MSNBC, and tell you there's nothing to see here, he's fine, and at the same time go, the American people have shut you off, shut you out, and made their own decisions prior to the debate.
And listen, I have filled in as a reporter at the White House. You're in that White House briefing room, and I have such admiration and praise for my colleagues Peter Doocy, Jackie Heinrich.
What about the rest? What about the rest?
And the rest are just sneering at you. But it is interesting, Brian, you point out, now people are starting to come out and talk. Chuck Todd had this to say.
I will go to my grave believing that the debate was intentional. Yeah, for that. Anita Dunn and Jen O'Malley Dillon will deny it till they're blue in the face. They knew when the nomination was going to be, and they knew they needed to deal with this with an opportunity to make a change if it was necessary.
So he's suggesting that the inner circle, Joe Biden's inner circle, did it on purpose to get him out of the race and so that we could all see his decline. It would be exposed. When you watch that soundbite, though, I mean, we all lived through it. We did as a country. But to watch it again, I'm like, how in the world did his inner circle ever think that he could serve another 4 years? He couldn't even speak. He didn't know what he was talking about. I mean, it breaks your heart to watch someone get older and experience that. But on the national stage and to run for president, and Donald Trump's last line, I don't know what you said, and I don't know what you said, and I don't think you do either. That was the line that stole the debate. Everyone walked away like, that's right, yeah.
Well, it ticked Trump off that people were saying, I didn't win the debate, that he just, he's inept. And he's like, what are you talking about? He sat there and took everything he threw at us, tried to make sense of it. And I think Trump won as much as Joe Biden lost. But here's the one thing. I don't have any proof of it yet. Maybe Jake Tapper does. But it made no sense to have a June debate. It made no sense because Trump was in May on trial. We didn't have conventions until July.
It was the earliest debate ever.
Yeah, no one even knew it. So they said, we are going to forget about the debate foundation or whatever.
So you're saying you agree with Chuck Todd?
I have nothing to go on, but I agree with Chuck Todd. The only thing I kept saying to myself, why does he want it? Because there would be a reason, because they always thought that Trump was not a worthy candidate. Now he's a convicted criminal. They could have got out of it by saying, I'm not going to debate him. I don't think he should be running for office. And we would have just moved on. Yeah. But instead, he demands an early debate. And what the result of that would be is that they have enough time to pick another candidate. The polls were terrible. He was about to get crushed by Trump. He was down by like 15 points. That's why Nancy Pelosi picked up the phone and said, put Donald on. What poll are you telling Joe that he's even with, that he's within striking distance?
Anita Dunn said they did the debate early because they wanted America to see Donald Trump. They wanted him to receive more scrutiny for his rhetoric and his political agenda.
I don't believe she has lost all credibility. I have nothing on her. And
I agree with Chuck Todd.
I do.
I agree with Carly Shimkus. Because she always has the headline.
Everything I say?
Everything.
Wow, okay. Well, I'm going to tell you some lies and see if you buy the bridge. All right, we do have some more news to get you starting with this. Protesters rallying against ICE's operations in Los Angeles outside Dodger Stadium yesterday. The Dodgers saying ICE agents were denied entry to the stadium grounds after claiming they requested permission to access the parking lots. Homeland Security responding, saying, quote, this had nothing to do with the Dodgers. CBP vehicles were in the stadium parking lot very briefly, unrelated to any operation or enforcement. The Trump administration is putting $10 million towards a 5-year study to assess and address the long-term health issues that were caused from the train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio in 2023.
We're finally going to study the effects on these chemicals and finally get to the bottom of what effect this terrible train crash and the ensuing consequences had on the people of East Palestine.
This process will focus on the public health tracking and surveillance of the community's health conditions. Police are now spreading awareness on a crime called jugging. That's when suspects rob victims shortly after the victim withdraws money from a bank or ATM. Officers say the suspect in this video followed this truck from a local bank and was able to break in and steal thousands of dollars in about a minute.
I lost a lot of money. They took everything, and I had to deal with it myself. People need to be careful when they take out money. The same thing that happened to me could happen to them.
Officers from the Carolinas, Georgia, and even Texas are now warning residents to be on the alert for jugging. And those are your headlines, guys. A term I've never heard before this morning.
So you take out money from an ATM and then they jump in the car with you?
Well, they could follow you.
I guess.
Right. So Brian, so they could follow you.
They follow you and then.
Because they know you have cash.
Right.
Then you pull over and they take your cash.
They jug you.
Okay.
New term.
A new term, a new crime. Meanwhile, Iran, not just targeting Israel over the years since they were designated a state sponsor of terrorism in the 80s, they've been tied to the deaths of hundreds of Americans.
We're breaking down that history with former U.S. Special Representative for Iran, Brian Hook.
It's funny, hey? That just cracked me up. You're absolutely right about everything as usual. Good to see you get a nice hairstyle today, you know, with the shoes. Good to see you again, Judge.
Question or statement?
Okay, so you're absolutely right about about the June 19th thing. It just don't make no sense about anything because it does not help anything with Black community whatsoever. Not one that no money, nothing, no proven education, no jobs, anything help the Black man in the state here, and it's just for show and pony, so they can say when he run for re-election, I did something with Black. That's the main thing for it.
Yeah, you know what? They gave gay reparations. They have Asian Protection Act. There's not one single act in the history of the United States that mentions the word colored, Negro, Black, Afro, or African American. There's one person named Martin Luther King, and that's his holiday. Now, they gave all of that to everybody else, and they want to give us what? The celebration of the embarrassment of being held in slavery a year and a half, 2 years, or 3 years longer than you were supposed to be.
What day is it? 19, right? 19, right?
It's June 19th. It was, we wouldn't celebrate. They did out in the country, but it was June 19th, 1866. In the last 4 or 5 years, they've tried to clean it up by making it June 19th, 1865, so it wouldn't look like these sorry Negroes spent an extra year and a half enslaved when they weren't supposed to be.
And the crazy thing about this, a majority of the time, it falls on a Saturday.
And what the hell is to celebrate that your ignorant ass just found out you were free? And you didn't run away to join the Union Army like a lot of your brothers did. Or you didn't rise up in rebellion.
Some of them joined the Confederate Army.
Yeah. I mean, so what is that to celebrate that somebody told you were free? You didn't get free then. You just got told because this 13th Amendment had already passed a year before. That ended slavery. The Emancipation Proclamation in 1863, which was 3 years and some months before, that effectively ended slavery. The end of the Civil War paid on the bill. And you celebrating because your ignorant ass just found out you were free.
You're absolutely right.
That is ridiculous.
Absolutely.
If you want to make a holiday, damn it, why don't you make it when Tennessee ratified the damn 13th Amendment ending slavery?
Absolutely.
Oh, Kamala Harris did acknowledge that. She said in 6 months after June 19th of 1865, that's when the 13th Amendment was ratified.
Oh, asshole, don't even know a damn history. Got passed out in January 1865.
Oh, it got passed out before June 19th.
States wound up signing it by that date, but the necessary one was Tennessee. And that was, God, the Civil War was over. Who the hell's going to enforce slavery now? There's no damn Confederate army. Right. You got 1/3 of the Union Army of colored soldiers. Who's going to make somebody a slave? Nobody. Absolutely. So we celebrate. We find always free.
You had another question, Chief Cook?
Yeah. Also, you were talking about earlier about child support. No, and we need to change those laws in child support. But like you said, nobody's going to change the laws. Nobody, because the feminist movement and certain groups are not going. Certain judges are not going to change it because they don't get that pay that pay from that. And also, it's a damn shame that we still got men paying child support. Kids don't even belong to them. Even though the paper says DNA, everything, whole 9 yards, it's still not your baby. And he still
You have a problem with people paying child support?
No, I'm talking the ones who don't pay.
I know what the chief's talking about. Like right here in Memphis, Shelby County, Tennessee, I remember one time I represented this guy who was a lieutenant on the police department, right? He'd been paying child support on his kid for 14 years. So he got a notice that there was a request for an increase. So he and I go down there to this miserable circus, they call it in Memphis and Shelby County, Tennessee here, the juvenile court. So when they call the child's name, I stand up, my client stands up, 2 other lawyers stand up, their 2 clients stand up. All 3 of these men have been paying child support on the same kid for 14 years. They wouldn't allow a DNA test, but we snuck one any damn way, and none of the 3 men were the father of the child. And
how do you get 3 men paying for one child?
Yeah, and then the ass is down there at this jackass kangaroo court, didn't want to cut them off. They said, you've been paying it this long, you might as well keep it. We had to go up to the Court of Appeals to get it chopped off.
Because
did the men get their money back?
No. Because the judge keep always saying it's best interest for the child.
And the judge down there was a 6th grade dropout. The late unlamented jackass Kenneth Turner. He was a 6th grade dropout. The first time I saw that bastard in court was in 1974. I had 5 clients, and the asshole was calling everybody the N-word, including me, and I went off on his ass.
All right, thank you, Chief Cook.
Thank you.
I'm gonna put you on. You want to stay on hold or?
I got mute. I put myself on mute.
All right, mute yourself. Thank you, BJ. He says, Judge, was CBS read by gays, and will Judge ever marry? And he has 2 questions for you. And will you ever marry again?
If I can find a white woman, hell, being married.
Right or right?
Oh, I said right. R-I-G-H-T.
Just checking.
I like them dark coffee, milk chocolate, paper bag, brown, high pale, all kinds of things. Depends on what they got.
I think you're using that as an excuse because you can find any woman you want.
No, you can't find any woman. Hell, it's not that simple. I'm hard to get along with, so I need somebody that gets into what I'm getting into. A lot of women, I don't like politics. How you gonna deal with me? Hell, I'm a political animal. Why are you always worried about helping somebody? Because that's me. If you can't get into it, you don't need to be with me. Well, how come you don't? Well, baby, you 90 pounds overweight. That ain't my style. You know, well, you got ugly feet, woman. I get turned off by ugly feet. I can't handle it. I got this thing about pretty feet. Oh, baby, your breath smells. You know, I'm sorry. Or you think like a fool. No. I mean, see, I know this. There are women, and I've run into a few, make me operate. The reactor runs at 110% capacity. Some other ones, I got to put in all of the control rods and drop it down to 25% to be with them. And then it's a burden because they're boring after 10 minutes. But some of them will be exciting. They're good matches. And I know some women that are good matches. Some of them are good friends of mine. We get on each other's nerves after about 45 minutes, but we're good friends. So no, it's not just easy finding a mate. The more you are up toward the top of that pyramid, the fewer are up there with you. So they're harder to find because they're mixed around in this whole pyramid.
1 second. Chuck, I made you a moderator, honey, because you are good promoting for people to hit the like button and a call in. But please do not time out anybody if they're not being disrespectful. Don't time, and this is for all moderators, do not time out someone because you disagree with what they're saying. If they're not being disrespectful, do not time them out. Thank you.
Ideas are great. All ideas. They are subject to being debated, and sometimes a debate can clarify issues and reveal things that you had not thought about before.
Right. 410. Hi.
Hey, Dana. It's me.
Obi, honey, you're going to have to speak up. You sound a little muffled.
Oh, I'm sorry
and guys,
about that.
please hit the like button. Like.
I agree with what you're saying, Judge Joe Brown, on the women. Because I've never had a girlfriend, and I'm 23 years old. And it's because, not because I don't want one, it's because I'm trying to just find the best. I want like a 10. So that's just my opinion. I mean, I won't settle for less.
Good for you.
Yeah, but honey, there's no such thing as a 10.
Let me make a suggestion.
There is.
The women are ruthless. You can be ruthless because they got a saying, all's fair in love and war. If you got something to take the edge off, you can be more objective, and you'll find that it comes to you when you're not looking for it more quickly than when you are. So get the edge off. Find somebody that's a good fuck buddy.
I'm 6'2", over 200 pounds. I think I deserve I'm in grad school now. I'm 23.
Well, yeah, but what I'm just trying to say is get you a fuck buddy is the word, but screw buddy, whatever. So you just friends, you screw to pass the time. She might need a good lay you do, and meanwhile, that ain't your main woman. Find your main woman, and then the other, you and her, you friends, you can part. You might run into each other 20 years later.
What do you think about having like a few girlfriends when you're young? 2 or 3 girlfriends.
Bunch of them. I had situations where I was screwing both women that were roommates. Sometimes both of them at the same time. That was fun.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, it was. They giggled about it.
What do you think?
Like Chief said.
No, you know what? Someone, Jake, just sent in a super chat, and I had to report it. Don't play with me because I will black out, and I'm not trying to black out. So I reported you will not say anything regarding a child abuse, pornography. You will not do that. And if
you get into child pornography, you want sick SOB.
Right. So if you see Jake Newman or someone in the chat, please hide him from my channel because I reported that super chat. I'm not playing those games.
What did you say?
I don't. Sure. He was like, "I hope your grandkid is LGBTQ so I could play with them."
Oh, go get off of it, you sick parasite.
Right. So yeah, I'm not playing that, and YouTube is not playing that.
When I was on the bench, I'd use every excuse I could to justify locking up a sick SOB like that for as long as I could.
Right.
Sick.
Did you get your question?
Anybody messing around with children is just sick.
Did you get your question answered, Obi?
Well, I had a question about my real question. I'm from Baltimore, and the crime rate is like extremely high and stuff, and they're just the crime. I mean, there's the city isn't livable. To be honest, I mean, the places that we used to go when we were young to play around, hang out and stuff, they're just extremely violent now. Get stabbed or raped or shot now. What do you?
That's lack of manhood, son. That's a lack of manhood in the neighborhood. So you got these punks out there; they don't have man in them. Men don't allow their communities to be reduced to such states of chaos. That's just punk play.
So do you think we can Do you think maybe the best thing is to maybe gentrify the city and put
No, it's not gentrifying. You don't cure the problem. Problem is we have to reverse this thing of trying to down manhood and put it back on the front burner so it gets out there. It ain't cool to be unmanly, but they think it's cool to be unmanly, to act like emotional. We used to look at cat fights. That's the women down on the sidewalk trying to do each other in and before we pull them apart. But you see, these boys are like their mamas and the mamas' neighbors having cat fights. They can't stand and punch it out going toe to toe. They got to do a drive-by, beat somebody with the fistless. There's 10 or 12 of them around so they can gang up on somebody. See, we don't have that manhood. Why didn't you just punch it out with him instead of trying to do a drive-by? Yo, Judge, my face too pretty to be getting some marks on it. I say, yeah, because you're a punk and you want the ladies to take care of you. You a drone and you think of yourself in a negative fashion instead of positively like men are supposed to do. See, we got to make this definitely uncool for this punk play stuff, this self-hate thing where they're trying to either get suicide by cop or suicide by neighbor. Always running around trying to kill somebody for nothing. And scared to kill somebody when they need to.
I'm getting emails already on Chuck being a moderator, but thank you, Chuck. He said, I heard you loud and clear, Dana. Respect, Queen. Yeah. I don't know what's going on in this. This is the love room for a reason. Don't come in the love room saying, if you're not being productive or being constructive or critical thinking or whatever, then don't type anything. Nia and Chuck, they're quick to time somebody out. I don't want emails from people saying he timed me out because of this. Just stop and hit the like button. All right, thank you, Obi.
I just believe that it's better to, I guess, put a lot of these people in certain places where it's not, the crime isn't as destructive to, major parts of, big cities, major cities in America. So these cities are somewhat, livable and somewhat vibrant. Baltimore, the entire much of the city is just very, very unlivable, to be honest. So but
you know what, Obi, it's time for you to start traveling. You really need to remove from your environment, whether it's for a week or a month. You need to just start traveling, and if you've never had a girlfriend, it's time for you to have a girlfriend. It's time for you to just at least have one so you could learn the experience of being in a relationship. It's not going to last because you're too young, but you need to have that experience and you need to travel. Stop worrying about the perfect person. There's no such thing. Now, you may not want someone below an 8, I get it. But at the same time, stop looking for perfection, because guess what? You're not perfect, but you need the experience of having a girlfriend. Go get one. You are attractive, smart, young man. It's not hard.
Yeah. Also, may I make a point to any sisters that are listening? I can understand one accident, 2 maybe. But if you can't afford to take care of the first one, you can't afford to take care of the second one, why do you have another one and another one and another one, and you can't afford any of these babies? And you condemn them to a life of gloom, growing up in a cesspool where everybody's flat, broke, busted, trying to deal with survival mode, and everybody's getting vicious. That just does not make any sense to me.
After he was seen on Vlad TV for the first time in 5 years. That's right, y'all. As we all know, both Godfrey and Lord Jamal boycotted Vlad and his platform altogether after he misquoted the Minister Farrakhan on his platform, yet refused to apologize. Okay, this was 5 years ago. And at the time, a lot of people sided with Godfrey and Lord Jamal, considering they were regular guests on Vlad's platform. You get what I mean? How can a man who built his whole platform off of black culture refuse to apologize after making an obvious mistake? Okay, this was Vlad and his ego. You get what I mean? And for several years, he burned relationships, all because he refused to apologize. You get what I mean? So, of course, fast forward this year, after 5 long years, Vlad apparently had a change of heart. right? Went on Willie D's platform and finally acknowledged the wrong in his ways. Now, at that time, everyone, you know, when the boycott initially started, everyone was accustomed to seeing Lord Jamar and Godfrey together. Okay, they had their own podcast alongside Raw Digger. You know, this was during COVID. Of course, since COVID, Lord Jamar has been, you know, doing his own thing, and Godfrey has been leaning into his platform a lot, right? He just put out a stand-up. Shout out to Godfrey. But everything was cool, right? Up until the Flat Earth debate. Okay, for those who may not know, Lord Jamar had a falling out with Godfrey after having a flat earth debate with this guy named Professor Dave. Okay, since then, Lord Jamar been sending shots at Godfrey. So, of course, you know, in these several clips that Vlad has released in his recent interview with Lord Jamar, they spoke about Godfrey, right? Vlad claims he ran into Godfrey and wanted to, you know, somehow patch up their relationship, yet Godfrey fell back and let him know, listen, it's all good, Vlad, but I'm not going back on the platform. Okay, now, of course, Lord Jamar, he initially accused Godfrey of being the first person to return to Vlad TV. Yet, as you can see here, that isn't the case. Okay, Lord Jamar and his reason for why he reached out to Vlad, Lord, he says his dog, right, who passed away, you know, he started having these flashbacks about his dog. I swear, this is what Lord Jamar said. You know, his flashbacks of his dog during the time he was doing these interviews with Vlad made him just reach out to Vlad, okay? And Vlad, in this interview, makes sure to let the audience know, listen, Lord Jamar reached out to me, not the other way around. Okay, this is my first stop. We are in Spalding County, Griffin, Georgia. Going to see Travis. Travis failed to respond. Travis Martin. I'm going to do a door knock to find out maybe I got the wrong address, or maybe he don't pay his phone bill, or maybe he simply just forgot that he had an appointment. But one way or another, we get ready to interrupt Mr. Martin. There's a truck here. Do my horn. As y'all see, he's in there, and we'll be right back.